evening, ladies. It's good to be back from the break and be back together, studying the Word again, and just getting into routines. It's kind of nice to have the break over Christmas, and then getting back is just also really nice. This last weekend we had a birthday party for my grandma, and so we went over to her parents' house and had a nice evening over there, and then afterwards our family stayed a little bit longer and just visited my parents, and we were playing cards, and my husband and I, my parents, and my 12-year-old daughter came in the room and was seeing us shuffling. So she did her own version of shuffling, and my husband was like, okay, hold on. Time to teach you how to shuffle. Because he didn't want her to do what I did. I had small hands, and I decided I wanted to shuffle when I was a kid, and I have a weird shuffle. I've never seen anything else like I do, but it works. It gets the job done. I get hard to shuffle. He wanted to make sure that Kylie, our 12-year-old, knew proper shuffling form. So he showed how to correctly pick the cards, how to correctly shuffle them, and then he had her do it, and you know, had to do steps that way. And then of course she decided to do calm way, got elbows like this, and did backwards, and it didn't work a little bit. He taught her, and then we're playing cards a little more, and a little bit later she was just trying to shoot a rubber band. And since he says I teach her this skill, I also never learned as a child. I can't shoot a rubber band. It just doesn't work for me. But he showed how to look down her pee and wrap around, and you hold your hand like a gun and shoot it. And it was just fun watching him teach your dad. Then just the other night at our house, my 10-year-old daughter is our cook. She loved helping in the kitchen. The time she was little, she would sit on the counter, and she knows what spices go on top. She knows what spices go in spaghetti. She is my little cook. And she wanted a hamburger. And so I thought, well, we'll teach her to use the barbecue. We have a gas barbecue grill. We can do that. So we went out and I showed her how to light it and how to wait for preheat. She put the burger on there, and I set up the timer for this amount of time, and she went out and she flipped it herself and showed her how to turn it off. It was really pretty fun. And that's one thing that when you're a parent, you realize that you're always in the situation of teaching. There's always some sort of teaching and training that you're doing in every situation. Whether it's something funny like shuffling or rubber bands, or whether it's more important like our discussion about creation versus resolution, and our discussion about relationships or cooking, those types of things that might be a little bit more important like lifelong skills. We're always in the state of teaching our children. And in many ways, that's the way Jesus is with his disciples. Throughout Scripture, and this week we see also, he is always in a state of teaching his disciples. There's always a lesson to learn, and he always incorporates it. It's just part of who he is. He's just a natural teacher, and he teaches in everything that he does. So let's kind of just get ourselves situated in where we are. We've been studying through the book of Mark, the life of Jesus, and Peter just goes through a breakneck speed. In chapter 7, we had been seeing Jesus minister for some time in the Gentile area. They had been up in the region of Tyre and Sidon, which were Gentile towns up on the coast. And in that area, there was a Gentile woman that asked Jesus to cast a demon out of their daughter. And he responded saying, basically, you're not a Jew. I don't know Mr. Jews. You're not my family. Said, no, that's even the dogs get trapped on the table. He said, I've never seen such faith. And he said, go, your daughter is healed. And then they went to the region of the Decapolis, where he healed a deaf man. And that's basically where we are tonight. It's on the southeastern shore of the Sea of Galilee, the Decapolis. It's area of 10 cities that are Roman, they're Greek, they have Greek culture, they're occupied by the Romans and the Greeks. And for our section of scripture this week, a little bit last week, there was a parallel account of Matthew. So if you go through Matthew 15, it's basically the same section of scripture in 16. But Matthew inserts this little section here in between stories that we have that I think is really helpful. We're going to read Matthew 15, 29 through 31. It says, Jesus left there and went along the Sea of Galilee. Then he went up on a mountainside and sat down. Great crowds came to him, bringing the lame, the blind, the crippled, the mute, and many others, and laid them at his feet, and he healed them. The people were amazed when they saw the mute speaking, the crippled made well, the lame walking, and the blind seeing, and they praised the God of Israel. It's interesting here that Jesus is ministering to the Gentiles. He's not necessarily ministering to the Jewish community right now. And it's neat seeing that he's involving the disciples in this. He's getting the disciples ready for the Great Commission. He can't really just get to the end of the book and say, okay, now we've heard from the Jews, you go everywhere, you go do everything. Jesus, like saying to the teachers, he showed them what to do. He taught them all along the way. He showed them how to minister both to Jews and the Gentiles. He showed them that he has compassion and that his healing powers are for the Gentile world as well. So let's start out now that we understand where we are, what's going on. Let's start out in verse 1 through 3. In those days, the multitude being very great, and having nothing to eat, Jesus called his disciples to him and said to them, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now continued with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. And if I send them away hungry to their own houses, they will faint on the way, for some of them have come from afar. Now this is actually one of the most neglected miracles in the whole Bible. Because back in Mark 6, we studied the feeding of the 5,000. Everyone knows that story. That story is in all 4 Gospels. Everyone knows it. You know, those dishes, everyone knows those things that happen there. But this is 4,000. It's really not a little bit of a miracle. Most people think. And so everyone kind of overlooks this one. There are even some people that think this is just a stupid miracle that got included in the second accident. It's only in Mackey, Mark. But it's actually really different. And tonight we'll see some of the differences. And I like how the New Living Translation says in verses 1 and 2, it really makes it clear that this is a separate, distinct miracle. Verses 1 through 2 in the New Living Translation says, about this time, another large crowd had gathered, and the people ran out of food again. Jesus called his disciples and told them, I feel sorry for these people. They have been here with me for 3 days, and they have nothing left to eat. So we see it's a separate account, and it's in a different place, and he does the miracle for a different reason. So later on, as I really like her, too. But one thing that's really distinct here is that Jesus is the one who recognized the needs of the crowd. He was moved with passion for them. And the Greek word for passion is basically feeling in your gut. It is a deep down passion for the suffering of others. And this here is the only place in Scripture where Jesus says himself that he feels his passion. There's a lot of places in Scripture where it says Jesus had passion or Jesus felt passion. This is one of the only places where Jesus himself says, I feel passion. It's not third person, it's first person. And compassion is an attribute of God. Psalm 111:4 says, He has made his wonderful works to be remembered. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion. Jesus has compassion on these people, these Gentile people, who have spent 3 days in the wilderness with him, and they used up all of their provisions. They gave me all the food that they may have brought with them to the wilderness. Verse 4. Then his disciples answered him, how can one satisfy these people with the bread here in the wilderness? The disciples immediately recognized that they cannot do this on their own. They do not have the power to do this. They acknowledge their inadequacy. Only Jesus can. But the question is, would Jesus do it with these Gentiles? These people were the people of the Decapolis. Here on the east side of the Sea of Galilee. The people of the Decapolis had their own government. They had completely adopted Greek culture, and they willingly lived under the Roman authority. And this would mean that this crowd of 4,000, unlike the previous crowd of 5,000, was primarily Gentiles. Jesus here is really getting his disciples ready for the Great Commission, to go into all the world. Up until this time, they had been truly conditioned to only deal with Jewish people. And they really believed that the promises of God were only for the Jewish people. But here, Jesus is showing them that his message, his salvation, his love, it's not just for Jews, it's for the whole world. And also as they're looking at this situation, at this really impossible situation, Jesus wanted to regard his past faithfulness, to remember what he had done past, and use that promise to meet us need. Whenever God does something wonderful in your life, he wants you to take that as a must, and remember that next time, because he can do it again. Skip Heitzig has this quote really like it says, when God wants to do something wonderful, he starts with the difficulty. When he wants to do something really wonderful, he starts with an impossibility. And that's where we are supposed to be. This is an impossibility. So verse 5, he asked them, how many loaves do you have? And they said 7. Now, in the feeding of the 5,000, they found out how many loaves were in the multitude. There was a little boy, and they basically stole a little boy's lunch to give everybody. It worked out, there were lots of leftovers. But this time, Jesus asked them personally how much food they have. Personally. And he's going to use it to feed Gentiles. Yes. And I love here how Jesus' question, just a street teacher, the question is a good question, but it's also kind of leading. In many ways, Jesus is hinting here about what he's going to do. How many loaves do you have? His disciples are probably going now. Okay. I think I'm following you, Jesus. It's an invitation here for the disciples to use the resources that they had. So verse 6 and 7. So he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. And he took 7 loaves and gave thanks, broke them, and gave them to the disciples to set before them. And they set them before the multitude. They also had a few small fish, and having blessed them, he said, set them also before them. Jesus did the thing that only he could do. He was the only one who performed this miracle. But what was so neat is that he let the disciples participating in the work. They got to be a part of this miracle. Isn't that cool? He had them involved in the process. Jesus wants to do a work in the world. But what's incredible is he wants to use us to do his work. Now, did Jesus need his disciples? No. Does he truly need us? No. But he does use us. He involves us. He uses our gifts, our talents, whatever we give him, he uses us. The question is, are we willing and available as disciples were? I can imagine their logic here could have been thinking, okay, we have 7 loaves, there's 12 loaves, let's change this. We're going to run out. There's just not enough for everyone. This is just enough for us. We don't really have enough to share. Imagine if they had done this analogy, decided that there wasn't really enough to share. If they decided to keep what they had, they never would have had the opportunity to share in this miracle and participate in Jesus' work here. Jesus teaches the disciples to give of themselves. He teaches them that true ministry will always cost us something. So verse 8. So they ate and were filled. And they took up 7 large baskets of leftover fragments. Now those who had eaten were about 4,000, and he sent them away. Immediately they got into the boat with his disciples and came to the region of Galilee. What's kind of neat here is the word here is they took up 7 large baskets. Now, in Mark 6, we're fed 5,000. They took up 12 baskets. And as far as the size goes, you can maybe think of it as a picnic basket. But to get some perspective on this week's word for large basket is the same one that he used in Acts. In Acts 9:23-25, it says, "Now after many days were passed, the Jews plotted to kill him. But their plot became known to Saul, and they watched the gates day and night to kill him. Then the disciples took him by night and let him down through the wall in a large basket." This is the size of basket they collected this week. So you think in Mark 6 they took up 12 picnic-sized baskets. Here in Mark 8 they collected 7 laundry hamper big man-sized baskets. Tons and tons of leftovers. It's incredible. It's really neat to look at some of these differences. In Mark 6, the feeding of the 5,000, the crowd had been with him for 1 day. In Mark 8, the crowd was with him 3 days, and they were famished. In Mark 6, the crowd were 5,000. And then the disciples recognized that need. They said, Lord, what are we going to do? And in Mark 8, the crowd was 4,000. And Jesus himself said, I have compassion. He recognized the need. In Mark 6, there were 5 loaves and 2 fish. In Mark 8, there were 7 loaves and a few fish. In Mark 6, they picked up 12 picnic baskets of fragments. And in Mark 8, they picked up 7 large laundry baskets of fragments. Mark 6, the location was in Galilee, which was near Bethsaida, where there were hundreds of people. It was a huge Jewish population, and it wasn't far from a main city. The disciples at this point, in that section, were saying, it would cost us so much money. Here's the way just to go and buy the food. Here, they're in the Decapolis. It's a very small community. It's a Gentile population, and it says that they're in the wilderness. Jesus is concerned about sending people home they might find a way. There's no store to go and buy food here. They're in the middle of nowhere. So it's just interesting looking at the difference between these 2 miracles. Next, it says that they got on the boat and came to Dalmanutha, which is only mentioned here in the Bible. So most scholars have no idea where that was. There's lots of guesses. But looking at Mackey's account of the story, it says that they sailed to Magdala. So our guess is that Magdala must be in the region of Dalmanutha, whatever that may be. Magdala was in the western shore of the Sea of Galilee. So they just hop off from the southern shore to the western shore of the Sea of Galilee there. So verse 11. Then the Pharisees came out and began to dispute with him, seeking from him a sign from heaven, testing him. I really like how the Amplified version says these verses here. It just really brings out more of the feel of what really happened. The Amplified version says the Pharisees came out and began to argue contentiously and debate with him, demanding from him a sign from heaven to test him because of their unbelief. Wow. That's pretty intense. This isn't just a, hey, Jesus, can we get a sign? This is really harsh, demanding, argumentative, not a fun situation. And in the request for a sign, Mark didn't use the typical word for a miracle. You see that Jesus did many miracles, and that word is dunamis. And that's your typical word for miracle. The word here used is semeion, which is a sign, which is a heavenly sign. So they want God to ask to basically prove that Jesus is who he says he is. They're asking for outward proof of his divine authority. More proof than just your standard everyday miracle. Anyone will look like you, right? anyone can be line, right? Those are just standard everyday miracles. They are looking for some really big sign or wonder. In the Old Testament, sign was not just a demonstration of power, but it was evidence that a word or action was authentic and trustworthy. The Pharisees did not demand a spectacular miracle, but that Jesus gave unmistakable proof that he and his mission were authorized by God. They want God the Father to personally authenticate Jesus in front of them. Because of course, those are the most important people to have that in front, right? They think they are. And many scholars think that they were looking for something really specific, like when Elijah called down fire in heaven, or when the earth stands still, the sun moves back. They're thinking something huge. And this Greek word pierazo means to test. Rather than attempting to entice Jesus to sin, they were putting him to the test of their unbelieving minds. Verse 12 says, "But he sighed deeply in the spirit and said, Why does this generation seek a sign? Assuredly, I say to you, no sign shall be given to this generation." Now, what would you do if you were in Jesus' shoes? I have to say, if it were me, and they were badgering me like that, I would probably have gotten angry and said, "You want to see a sign? Here's a sign, I can fire your head!" No, parents, none of that problem. I would have been tempted to do something like that. It would have been, you would think it was good, But he didn't. And what would happen if you had done something like that? If he'd done some really big sign, like specifically what they were asking for, he knew what was in their minds. What if he did exactly what they were thinking? Would it make a difference? It wouldn't have. And that's why Jesus did it. When you don't believe, you can always find some point for criticism. There can always be something to make that test valid. Why does this grieve Jesus so deeply? Because there is nothing God can do with a hardened heart. This is a heart that is established and persistent in its unbelief and rejection of Jesus. That's what these Pharisees are. They are persistent and stubborn in their unbelief. Jesus resolutely refused the request for a sign because it arose out of unbelief. Faith never finds ground in spectacular signs. Jesus never did miracles with the intention of convincing hardened unbelievers. He did miracles out of his grace, out of his mercy, out of his compassion, out of his love. And many times people came to believe in him, but it wasn't for the sake of convincing those who are hurt. Jesus was fed up and exasperated their persistent unbelief. He basically said no and walked away. Matthew 15 or 16 gives a little more of their conversation there. But verse 13 in our scripture says, "And he left them, and getting into the boat again, he departed to the other side." Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, and they did not have more than one loaf with them in the boat. Then he charged them, saying, "Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the leaven of Herod." Now in the Bible, leaven is consistently a symbol of evil. Every year they celebrated Passover, and when they celebrated Passover, one of the things they had to do was remove all leaven from their house. There could not be any leaven in their home. And then with the offering they offer on the altar, some of them grain offerings, sometimes it was to make cakes, but they were never allowed to leaven. They had to be unleavened bread. Evil, like leaven, is small and hidden, but it can soon spread and infect the whole thing. Like Galatians 5 talks about this. The Bible uses leaven as a picture of false doctrine, unjudged in the church, in 1 Corinthians 5, and hypocrisy in Luke 12:1. And the leaven they were using here would have been similar to like sour bread or sour starter. You would start with just a tiny bit, and you mix it into the dough, and it spreads through the whole entire thing. And once in there, you can't get it out. You can't mix in lemon and then say, oh, never mind. I don't think I want lemon anymore. It doesn't work that way. Once in the dough, it just continues to multiply and spread and grow. Jesus warned them about the teaching of the Pharisees and the followers of Herod. The Pharisees were persisting in unbelief. And Jesus strongly warned them against that. And they taught the false doctrine of legalism, hypocrisy, and self-righteousness. And the Herodians were a very worldly group. They catered to heaven. Herod, not heaven. They catered to Herod, accepted the Roman way of life, and saw in Herod and his rule the promised kingdom of the Jewish nation. The Herodians were trying to bring about righteousness through political rule, who were a very worldly group. If this false teaching got into the hearts and the minds of the disciples, it would infect them, and it would dilute the truth that Jesus had given them. In this context, he really refers to the gradual increase in belief and harden their hearts. Who knows, maybe after this conversation with Pharisees, maybe even the disciples were starting to have some easy doubt. Maybe they were starting to wonder. We don't know. But Jesus wants to nip that bud out of that face and warns them against it. He's healing the disciples to understand that the authority that he possessed cannot be proved by a sign. He's calling the disciples to faith and understanding. Only faith recognizes Jesus as who he truly is, as the Messiah. We also can never be too careful about detecting and avoiding false doctrine. One small deviation from the word can get into an individual or a church, and before long it can grow and infect everything. It's not very often in the scripture we see Jesus say, take heed or beware. But he does here, and so we should be aware of that. Verse 16. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have come bread. Which is kind of funny to me. But in a really practical, logical way of thinking, it's kind of reasonable because most times bringing the provision would have been delegated generally to disciples, so it was probably their job to bring bread, and they probably had forgotten. And like, oh no, we forgot. He knows. But they weren't thinking of what Jesus was thinking. Jesus was thinking of spiritual bread, not physical bread. And it's kind of like here it says they reason among themselves. Isn't that frequently what happens when we reason among ourselves? When we hear something, we're not quite sure about it, and we start talking to each other, we begin to reason among ourselves, think about it. We come up with all sorts of great ideas and reasons. But what they should have done is gone to Jesus and said, Jesus, what did you mean? What do you have to say about this? Sometimes we get in trouble when we reason ourselves. Verse 17. But Jesus, being aware of it, said to them, why do you reason because you have the bread? Do you not yet perceive nor understand? Is your heart still hardened? Having eyes, do you not see? And having ears, do you not hear? And do you not remember? When I broke the 5 loaves for the 5,000, how many baskets full of fragrance did you take up? They said to him, 12. Also, when I broke the 7 for the 4,000, how many large baskets of fragrance did you take up? And they said 7. So he said to them, how is it that you do not understand? They should have remembered how abundantly Jesus had provided them on 2 separate occasions. So much so that on both occasions they had to collect fragments, and it was a huge amount. Jesus, the provider, God, the Messiah, was with them in the boat. What else could they need? What else could they want? Everything was right there for them in Jesus. It's interesting here to see that followers of Jesus can have hardened hearts. Jesus makes it clear that there's a direct correlation between the hardening of heart and the failing of our memory. When you fail to remember, your heart is susceptible to hardening. When does my heart become hard towards the Lord? When do I begin to lack faith? When I begin to forget the way the Lord has provided me in the past. When I forget His mercies to me. When I forget my spiritual history. When I forget to be in the Word and see how He has been faithful to those in the Word. My faith is strengthened, my heart is softened through an awareness of the ways that the Lord provides me and remembering His goodness. We have a tendency to forget His blessings. He meets our needs that when the next problem comes, what do? We get right. We begin to plan, we begin to count. Figuring out, okay, how much do I have left? What do I do now? How do I go here? We get all anxious, worried, nervous, and talk to people and figure it all out. And Jesus says, we've been here before. Don't you remember what I've done for you? As long as we are with Him, we can be sure that He will care for us. It would be good for all of us to pause occasionally and think back and remember how the Lord has been to us, how faithful He has been. There was a time when our first daughter was about 5 weeks old, and my husband was laid off from work. And we had some savings, and he began applying for jobs, and nothing happened. And we were getting down to the end to where we could make one more mortgage payment, and that was it. And then all of a sudden, in one day, a job became available. He went, he applied for it, he interviewed, and got the job all in the same day. And it was exactly when we needed it. It was really incredible. And that job was at a school about 4 years later really felt like Lord was saying it was time for us to move on. But in January, he let us know that he would be finishing out the school year, and then he would be looking for another job at that point. So he finished out the school year, and we were looking for jobs. We were mostly in the state, and that was right about when they decided to have this hiring freeze. They didn't hire anyone. All the process stopped. In fact, they laid people off. And so this was about June now. And near June, and we were back at square one. And where we had declined wasn't going to work. And so we began applying other places, of course. And I'm because I'm that person like high school. So we're both applying for jobs. And we get to where we have a paycheck. And he doesn't have a job. My dad has a landscaping business, and there was about 2 weeks' work that my husband was able to go do for him. And then there was someone in church that said, I'm installing these computers in schools and stuff, and they have 10 jobs. I'm going to do that week. He said, sure. And we went and did that with him. And we had a friend that was building a shed. And said, you want to build a shed? And so he went and did that for a week. And then he ended up doing that 10th job again. And then he ended up helping another couple church build a shed. And then finally in November, he got the job he's at now. And so we had a period of about 4 months of unemployment. But in that period of time, we remember God's faithfulness, Lord. And we continued to pray. And we said, Lord, we know that you are our provider. And at the end of that period of time, we actually had more savings than we did in the beginning. And it was just incredible to see how each one of those things, Daniel did not pursue any of those. Those were all things that people came to us and asked him, hey, would you like to do this? And it was just the Lord providing. And I'm sure you all have your own stories of the ways the Lord has been faithful to you. Whether it's financially my story where the Lord really provided, the Lord has been faithful to you. And I encourage you to remember those. Let that build your faith and strengthen your faith and soften your heart. Psalm 103:1-2 says, Let all that I am praise the Lord. With my whole heart I will praise His holy name. Let all that I am praise the Lord. May I never forget the good things He does for me. Let's pray. Lord, I just thank you so much for your faithfulness. Lord, for your goodness. That you are such a good God. And Lord, I thank that we can depend upon you, we can trust in you, and we know that, Lord, you are faithful to your promises, you are faithful to your word. Lord, I pray that you would be with everyone tonight, Lord, that you would just all deeper and understand your truth and your word to talk about it together. In your name.